in the Northwest Province. Our Naledi Muleo is there, and families of miners who are still underground are arriving on the site. Phase 3 of the rescue and retrieval operation is underway. The Minister of Police has already arrived, Senzo Mchunu. We're expecting the arrival of the Mineral Resources Minister, Gwede Mantashe, as well. They're expected to have a technical briefing at 11 o'clock this morning and then make their way to Shaft 11, where more miners emerged and resurfaced yesterday. Naledi, what's the latest?
Yeah, Imana, good morning to you. This is certainly the story that's gripped South Africa's attention for months on end. And now, not just South Africa, but certainly the international media community as well. A little bit later, and I'll be able to show you the massive media contingent that is here. But I wanted to show you what's behind us, because here behind us, that passage that you can see going all the way down there, that really, halfway down there is where a lot of the time the family members of these zamas and certainly the community members of Stilfontein in the surrounding townships also spending a lot of their time there, day in, day out, hoping to hear some word as to what has happened to those that have been underground for months on end. We've seen a lot of developments just over the past 48 hours. Yesterday, 26 alleged illegal zamas coming to the surface alive, 9 though being brought up not living, dead. And then this morning, 8, then another 6 just moments ago. And this is, of course, after the Pretoria High Court last week ruled that government does need to urgently move towards bringing some of these zamas up to the surface. So in that passage behind me, we are going to be seeing the Minister for Energy really starting to make, the Minister for Mineral Resources rather, making his way to this community to give us a briefing. But I wanted to show you the family members that have now today come closer, the community members that have come to see just exactly how much movement and work is going to be done. Some of those placards, one of them reflecting the words of the Minister in the Presidency when she said smoke them out, and one that says Gwede and Mchunu must account. And so we're going to be getting a lot of their voices, but as we get closer to hearing the voices of the family members, let's speak to community leader who joins us right now. His name is Levi Pelosi. Mr. Pelosi, a good morning to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time. The community members that have gathered here today, talk to me about really what was communicated to them about what they're expecting to see today.
Good morning, and good morning to the viewers. After we received a letter underground last week that there are 109 bodies underground, this morning we convened the community meeting, especially the affected family members, so that they must form part of this operation, so that they can be able to identify their loved ones. That is why they are here.
Yeah. When we talk about them being able to identify their family members, for those bodies that have come up to surface, how easy has that process been, particularly for the families that are related to those that have deceased that have made it up to the surface?
According to the process, it's not easy, because the first 9 bodies that we retrieved, I think 2 months back, there was a note so that they can be able to know this deceased belong to which family. But what we'll do today, we'll request the relevant authorities, the police, so that they can be able to assist us to work hand in hand, so that it can be easy for us to know who are the names of these dead bodies.
There have been videos that have surfaced through the media of what the conditions look like underground. Reports are that there are close to 100 dead bodies underground. Can you confirm that that's the information that you have received, and really the pleas that have been made by the community, particularly where those dead bodies are concerned?
Yes, I can confirm that, because the day before yesterday we managed to send down the camera and then confirm that indeed there are more than 100 bodies underground. So I can confirm that there are more than 100 bodies underground.
What do you want to hear from the Mineral Resources Minister today as he makes his way here? And perhaps you have something to say about the timing of his arrival.
No, we are very much disappointed as the community leaders, because it is clear that this is not the government for our people. We have requested our government early October that they are trapped artisanal miners underground. Please come on board so that we can be able to resurface those trapped illegal miners. So we are very much disappointed, but we want to send a message clear to the Minister of Mineral Resource and the Minister of Police. They must account to this death.
Once that is done, the mine will still continue, the disused mine will still continue to exist. And so surely the community is looking at a long-term solution to the problem of illegal mining in the community, and certainly what it's doing to the community. There's been reports, of course, about community members talking about how over the festive season there's been a decline in crime because of the presence of police in the area.
I think what we'll do as community leaders, working together with Makua, the DMRE must come on board, because it is very clear that there are still a lot of minerals underground, so that we can be able to legalize these artisanal miners.
And legalize it for the benefit of who?
For the benefit of the community, the surrounding community, especially here in Stilfontein.
Many people saying that those underground, a lot of them, people that are in the country illegally, foreign nationals that have made their way into the country illegally. So talk to me about how the community views that perspective, and if they are considered very much a member of this community.
No, it has not been proven yet, because if you can check Stilfontein, many people who worked this mine before are the people from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and a lot of them, they are having a legal document, passport and permits. So most of them, they are residing in our community.
I believe that some of the young men that we see in this crowd here as well are, a lot of them, the volunteers that have been assisting to get some of these zamas up. I mean, talk to me about what it takes to keep them motivated, and certainly the technicalities of what it looks like when they do give aid.
No, it is not easy for them, because we requested them that they must form part of this operation early October. And then what we'll do after this operation, we will make sure that they also get the counseling, because they are most of them, they are traumatized. Yes.
Yeah. What is it that you think has traumatized these young men that we see? Some of them young, some of them a little bit older. Their personal stories that say to you that they're traumatized by the events of the past 3 months.
Yes, because of most of them, it was the first time for them to retrieve dead bodies, to witness whatever it's been happening here for the past 3 months. So that is why they are traumatized, most of them.
When you hear that yesterday 9 bodies were retrieved, today 6 plus 8 living individuals have come to surface, and you think about just the pace at which things are going, what's your biggest fear around what the situation is going to look like a few weeks from now, with the pressure that is being put on government to quickly retrieve those that are underground? The worst fear?
I think what we'll need to do, like we spoke with especially the people who've been supporting us on this operation, that today especially we need to lower the food down, because many people they didn't get the food for the past few days, and so that we can be able to retrieve so many live bodies, and then we are glad that this machine that they are utilizing it's working according to our plan. So at least I think before end of next week we'll be done with this operation of resurfacing these trapped miners.
And just lastly, before I let you go, should we see efforts by government that are at the moment going to be implemented to bring some of these miners to the surface, and we don't see it working, is there a fear that some believe that these are miners that simply do not want to come to the surface, Mr. Poulos?
No, it's not true at all. It's not true. That is why even the time we were using this manual retrieval operation as the community, every time when we send the rope down, we did make sure that this rope down, it it brought the illegal, the artisanal miners up. So it's not true at all that the miners, they don't want to resurface, because this mine, especially in shaft 11, there's no way that they can reach the market shaft. So the only way to resurface is the system that we're using as the community. And again, this rescue operation that has started yesterday. Yes.
Mr. Levi Pelosi, the community leader here in Stilfontein, speaking to us, also having community members accompanying him, and we are expecting that we'll see close family members as well joining us as the day proceeds, as people also gather to hear what it is that the Minister of Mineral Resources has got to say. In the meantime, though, the country is still shocked over videos that have circulated through mainstream media as well as social media of what it looks like underground. Emaciated zamas talking about how they're pleading for food first before they are assisted, fearing that they will lose their lives. And of course, Iman, as part of those videos that have shocked many, seeing bodies wrapped in plastic bags. But stay with us, because I'm not alone here in Stilfontein. It's Nico Mhlabaz, our reporter, who's been keeping a close eye on things for us. He's going to bring us the latest of what he's been able to get out of the community over the weeks that have passed. And Retrieval, of course, watching where the movement of the minister is so far.
Very interesting, Naledi, listening to you have that conversation with members of the community, and even in the terminology referring to artisanal miners, when we're talking about zamas and illegal miners, the perspective that they have on what's actually happening there. Hearing from Makua as well yesterday, this is the Mining Communities United in Action, who are saying that if those miners could have come up, they would have, but they simply can't. And we know the complexities involved in getting them to the surface. There's a lot at stake here, and so that clarity and leadership that many are looking for both those ministers to bring to this, hopefully is delivered a little bit later on. Now, Lady, we are going to come back to this a little bit later, but maybe a final word. You talked about now the international media contingencies descending on those locations. We, of course, have been covering this since day one. Things seem to be coming to a head there. Just a quick word on what you're seeing with other colleagues from around the world.
Well, I'd be keen to show you, and perhaps it might be a little bit difficult depending on where the sun is sitting, but you do have a large media contingent. In fact, if you see where the community is, media houses having come from all parts of the world. You've got, for instance, the likes of Al Jazeera that have made their way here, and AFP as well. Here's the thing, Iman, as this story and this conversation has continued to grow, it has grabbed international media houses, the likes of BBC. We saw circulating that video of those miners underground, emaciated, with some of those images of the dead bodies wrapped in plastic. More and more, as well as we see organizations such as Sanko describing this as what they have called a massacre. The voices that have been heard by international media houses as well, coming from those that have been underground and made their way to the surface, describing what it is like for those that die underground, a slow, quiet and painful death that has been described to international media houses. So seemingly more and more this becoming an international interest human rights crisis. You see there that board saying Stilfontein, the next Marikana. So a fear that this is more and more growing to be a story that is going to grab a lot of attention, and certainly saying a lot about how law enforcement has dealt with the issue of illegal miners. But Stilfontein, is it indeed the next Marikana? The word massacre is more and more starting to be used.
Naledi Moleo and the team will come back to you at the top of the hour, which is where we're heading to now. Your 11 o'clock coming up in just a few minutes.